It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It's been half a century since Neil Armstrong took humanity's first footsteps on another world, heralding a golden age of space exploration.
Engines on. 5, 4, 3, 1.
50 years ago this week, Apollo 11 lifted off from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, rocketing Armstrong and fellow astronauts Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins into space.
Liftoff. We have liftoff.
On July 20th, 1969, the Eagle lunar lander carrying Armstrong and Aldrin made it to the moon.
The Eagle has landed.
Armstrong was the first one out, and the nation was moonstruck.
Just from the science perspective, we actually figured out where the heck the moon came from. The moon rocks that Armstrong and company brought back in the ensuing few years allowed the scientists, the geologists, to actually ascertain where the moon was, its characteristics, our first object in the solar system that we were able to get up close and personal to.
More than 600 million people watched the televised moon landing. And take a look at this photo from the Toronto Star Archives of the tens of thousands who packed Nathan Phillips Square to watch the historic moment Armstrong set foot on the moon. Aldrin marked the golden anniversary by visiting the Apollo 11 launch pad and the building where he suited up for liftoff alongside U.S. Vice President Mike Pence, who spoke about the legacy of Apollo.
It ignited our sense of adventure and steeled our belief that no dream is impossible, no matter how lofty.
Pence also reiterated America's promise to put astronauts on the moon again within the next 5 years.
This time we're going to the moon to stay and to explore and develop new technologies. We will extract water from ice in the permanently shadowed craters of the South Pole. We will fly on a new generation of spacecraft that will enable us to reach Mars.
It has a feel of the 1960s space race, this time against the Chinese, perhaps instead of the Soviets. I think it's an aggressive timetable. If the administration wants to write, big enough checks, NASA can do it. We're going back in a more collaborative fashion. Canada's going to be a part of it, all of the partners in the International Space Station.
Aldrin and Collins reunited in the Oval Office yesterday, where Collins took a side in the Mars versus Moon debate. He says that he supports a direct mission to Mars. As for Aldrin, he said he's disappointed with the past few decades of human space exploration.